So today we're going to do a bit about live on, as you can see, the title of program is Trying AI Coding with Codex and Opencode. So we'll go through a bit about how to, run a few things with the coding, building systems, and hopefully later we'll be able to, give some examples for you guys to work with and see how potentially we're able to see see how we can work. All right, so let's start with our program. I think this morning, if you guys have maybe you guys can also learn a few things, especially if you guys are beginner. Also, we'll you guys gonna learn a few things when it comes to about what we are doing today. So my name is Afiq. I am the founder of Brandem. So we do consultancy, also training in terms of using of AI automation. We are heavy user of AI, and also we want to actually have more people to use AI to be able to benefit themselves, for their business, for themselves, and also maybe for their work. So yeah. So I think now actually a lot of people are now able to actually build their own system with AI. So now we also want to share like what kind of systems you can build. Probably going to show like two different builds that we can do within this live, which is one is actually on the areas of building like a link rotator. So the link rotator is actually, for example, like you have like the 5 links that you want to rotate, means like people can go to the 5 different links. So through that also you want to actually have like this kind of a data for like for example like what kind of data they want to see from the link, for example like which from 5 different links, like for example like 5 landing pages, so that 5 landing pages which people will actually eventually fill in the form, for example, so you can see which page will works better than the other. So this way actually link rotator is very important. On the other hand, probably we'll go into like building calculators also. Of course I'm gonna go like a bit of kind of like still I would say trying, because I think in the end we haven't like built a proper prompt for that. But I think it's more like ideation, where I think the idea is fine. For example, like you want to calculate a certain pricing of a product, but you are not sure like what are your costs. With your type of business, probably what are the numbers that you eventually want to put out as a price, and what are the offers or the promotions numbers that you want to create. So I think such calculators is very important, and you can of course tweak it and also make it as like variables for yourself. Means like you can use it for your own business, so it's much more easier for you to calculate even different pricing instead of to calculate every time. So let's just get right into it. I think we're gonna do 2 different tools that we're gonna use today, which is one is Opencode, which is an open source apps which you can actually install on your Mac or your Windows, and you actually can use multiple different models towards it. If you want to talk about, like Codex and Cloud, of course, it's only limited to a certain models, which is their own models like Cloud. They also use like Sonnet, Opus, Haiku, and also like the restricted, I think Fable also one of it. On the other hand, also we can use like this Opencode, where this Opencode, you can actually install multiple different models in it. For example, like like there's multiple different Chinese models like Kimi, DeepSeek, Minimax. Now also the famous one actually recently just been launched, which is GLM 5.2. And there are multiple other models which is quite exciting for us to try. So we're going to try like multiple models today. I think probably we're going to try like 3, which is one is actually GPT 5.5. I think that's the common one. Is the flagship, one of the flagship, which is Opus 4.8. On the other hand, we will also try the Chinese models. For example, like we're going to try today Minimax M3. And also on the other hand, we also try the GLM 5.2. So that's the multiple different models we're going to try. And throughout this also, we might actually have troubleshooting. So through this troubleshooting also, you might be able to actually learn like what to do when there's a problem and not. So I've been like so coding for, I think like I spent like 10 billion more of AI token. I think that only on GPT. I think if includes like cloud, I think probably like 15 billion. I think most of it. So it means I spend like a lot of time actually running like AI coding and also like building systems. I have multiple different systems that we build internally, and also some we actually will be releasing soon. I build like productivity apps. We also use our internal tools for link rotator. We also do like data analysis systems for internally. So this such system is actually very exciting for us to use. So yeah. let's get straight into it. So let's go with the beginner side. I think let's go to Codex. Right, Codex is the platform that you can actually use for your coding. As you guys know, also Codex is the of course you know, maybe you heard about Cloud. So Cloud is a platform which is like you can also do your coding, but on the other hand, also we have Codex, which is by ChatGPT. So or OpenAI. So Codex is where you can actually use the coding side. So it's quite simple. You can just download it for your. I'm not right now. Is using my MacBook, so I can just download this on my Mac and then just download it. If you're using Windows, you can download for the Windows version. Make sure you download for the correct one. So this is I'll go through also the functionalities. I don't have to go through, like too specific on this part. But on the other hand, of course, you have this also open code. So Opencode is also, although this one is more like an open source, so you can actually just download it here for your own platforms, for example, like on Windows or on Mac. So you can also run that. So two of these things is what we're gonna use today for our tryout. Yeah, if you guys are new in coding, these are two platforms that I would recommend. I use it, of course, for myself internally, and I think you can use two of these platforms quite nicely. If you're using Cloud, of course, there's another tools. I also use Cloud, but now I mainly use GPT 5.5 for my coding. I hope there's gonna be like releasing new like GPT 5.6 soon, but I haven't heard a concrete info on that. I think a lot of people are talking about it, but you haven't like released even now. So I think like quite a time actually OpenAI releasing a new models for coding, because I think now is the latest one is still 5.5. Right. So let's get straight into it. So this, if you want to start your coding, you can just go here. If you have to subscribe, of course, for the OpenAI, they have like different pricings. You can look whichever suitable with your budget. And OpenCode also you can actually just download this and also use on your own. Okay, so there's two of it. I also like prepared a simple gem. So this gem is actually simple gem. You can actually I'll share this into my community later. If you guys want to actually have access to this gem, which is it's a product reference document. So it's more like how you actually want to build a system. So you need to have like this PRD for you to actually provide to your developers. And of course, in this context, we are giving it to our AI to build. So you actually can also have this gem later. If you want to have this just join our community for free. So you will have access to this, gem for the PRD builder. So that's simple about that. So we're gonna do two systems, which is link rotator, and on the other hand, we also the calculator. Yes, sorry, because the initial idea is actually to give like to build like the Kanban productivity kind of thing. So like where you actually can like create a task list for yourself. But I think when I think about it more, I think more importantly is actually to have like calculator. I think it's more beneficial. So let's go now to the Codex. So Codex always have like updates. So this is how the Codex look like. So I'm going to create like a new project for this one. So as you can see, this is the interface. Let me just, there's multiple projects that I'm working on. Of course, there are multiple different projects that we are working on. As you can see, you can create a new chat. You can, search like your chats or your conversation that happened before. You can also like connect to multiple different plugins over here. As you can see, I actually connect almost all the plugins that's available over here. As you can see, there's like a lot of it: documents, PDF, spreadsheet, presentation, template. There's also multiple different apps you can connect. Like I connected to GitHub, Canva, and Hotmail. And also there's multiple MCPs. So MCPs is basically how you can, control certain apps with the MCPs, where you actually can communicate and kind of like control it more. I would say in a way it's much more, I think, quality wise and meaningful. Means like sometimes if you use like computer use for, I think, because Codex also can use computer use, means it can actually control your computer. And if you control the computer, means they can do like multiple different tasks. Now also they actually come up with this record and I think replay, something like that. So means you can record and then later means they record like filling like documents or doing a certain task. Then actually you train the Codex, then actually can do a certain task based on that recording that you provided. And you also can have skills. There's multiple skills that we provided to this Codex. So there's a lot of these skills are, of course, are available by Codex themselves. But on the other hand, also we have these skills that are also that you can actually get outside. Sorry, so it means you can actually download the skills that's available outside. Means like on the website, like this different skills. But if not, then you can just use the skills that's available on the platform. Right. So these are the plugins that you can also connect. And as you can see over here, there's multiple more plugins over here that you can connect. Maybe that's relevant to your whatever you're doing now. On the other hand, also we have automation. I rarely use automation because I think automation is much more easier. I think using on the cloud Cowork, sorry. So the cloud Cowork is much more easier to actually run automation. So I usually run automation on the cloud Cowork. All right, so this is it. Simple as this. So let's for the first thing that you want to do, if you want to create a new coding. So this is a $200 subscription for this account, which is the Codex, and also of course the subscription is including the GPT. So it's a $200. Now also you actually have this reset button. So it's much more interesting. Means if you were to finish your credits early on, then of course the time means like it's about to be finished. Then next year can reset it to 100% again, and you can use it. For example, like here I have like 2 resets available, so I can reset anytime that I want. Whenever I feel like the time that I use much or more of the coding at a specific time. There's much more things on the Codex side. Probably we're gonna walk through a bit about that if you have time. But I think we'll just go to the open code next. So this is open code. So this is of course what I'm doing trying to build right now. So we're gonna of course do a new folder. So I'm gonna do a new folder under my testing. So then I'll just create a new. I created like a Spinling is the name. So I'm just gonna put 4. So this is the Spinling 4. Sorry, Spinling. It's okay. I'll just a bit typo. So let me just try to change it. Spinling 4, rename, and then yep. So this is it. So I'll just gonna open this. So it's gonna be like an empty folder. Okay. So I have to open it. So Spinling 4. So this is this is an empty folder. So it means this is where we're gonna build our project later. On the other hand, of course, on the I think on the Codex side, we're gonna do like Spinling 5, just to test like the difference. And probably if you wanna use this one, we're gonna start with Minimax, Minimax 3.3, sorry, M3. So on the other hand, on the Codex, we're gonna use 5.5, maybe high. And then we're gonna use also later run on the Spinling 5 is the, let me just create a new folder also. The Codex will run on Spinling 6. Okay, so I'm gonna create 6. I'm gonna open this. So this is 5. So 5 we're gonna use GLM 5.2. Okay, so 5.2. So GLM 5.2. We're gonna run Minimax also over here. I think it changes like the models automatically because this is default, which is the open source models that we have on my hardware. So on the other hand, we're gonna do also another one. We're gonna create a new folder, new project. So start from scratch. So we're gonna do, which is the Spinling 6, I think. So we're gonna do a Spinling 6. So we're gonna build on this. This one should be work locally. Right, so we're gonna build over here. We're gonna use GPT high, not the extra high because it's much more expensive. But I have like a lot of credits, so not gonna be an issue. Next, we're gonna, yep. So basically, we already have this, but maybe I'll just go, do a bit of walkthrough with you guys on the open code. So this is the open code. You can change the language. You can have the appearance, how does it look like, a bit about how it looks like. I think it's more on this. You can also change the sound effects. For example, like if there's a complete jobs and everything, you can also have a different sound effect. And then also pinch to zoom is more on the pinch to zoom is you can actually work on it. Of course, I haven't like truly explored on this like UI UX side. So nonetheless, I think the most important part is actually you can learn about these different shortcuts over here, and you can create the new shortcuts also. But I think most important is actually over here where you actually can connect your different providers. Like over here, I'm connected to Olama, which is on my own PC, which is my Uamak. And also I have a local Olama on my own Mac, which of course I seldom use it because of course my Mac is just not that huge enough to actually run the big models. Probably it's just like under 5 GB. I think that should be fine. And of course the one that I mainly use right now is actually OpenRouter and also Minimax IO. Minimax actually have a quite I would say affordable and also quite value driven kind of offer, which is like $10. You can actually have like quite generous kind of credits that you can use, and you can just take the API and actually use it. That interesting thing about that is actually it's not like going to cost you. The API is not actually charge you every time that you use it. It's just gonna still pay every month. So it means like if you also exceed the usage, then it's actually gonna stop. But of course, it's different than like GPT, like ChatGPT and whatnot, because if you only use it outside of the Codex and whatnot, is you have to actually have like API. You're gonna use the API, so API of course you're gonna cost you a lot. And I even count myself. I think I spend like if I were to use the API, I think I spend like around 200,000 of dollars worth. So it means I actually kind of win more of using the subscription, which is like $200 nothing compared to like hundreds of thousands of I think token costs if I were to pay based on using API. So over here also you can actually navigate like the different models that you can actually activate when you use it later. Like over here, they are like Cloud 4.8, like Cloud Fabulators. I think this one is actually not working. I haven't updated this open code later. Probably it's gonna be changing a bit when it comes to you guys are using it later. All right now. So there's some multiple models, but of course we're gonna use mainly is the as I shared just now, which is gonna GLM 5.2, and also we're gonna go with Minimax 3. But I'm not gonna use because OpenRouter also have Minimax M3, but I'm gonna use the Minimax M3 on my Minimax.io, which is this one, the provider directly from Minimax. So I only pay like $10 just to use this. Of course every month, but it's actually quite generous in a way. So this is where I think the most important part on the open code. And then you can create a new session. New session is like a group of it. It's more like a group, but I think you just can chat here and then just start with the coding. Over on the right side, you can actually see like MCP that's connected, servers. This is using, of course, local servers, which is on my own PC or my own Mac. And then you can also like add. The best thing I think about open code is that you can see like the kind of like expected pricing when you do something. You can see how does the like how does the pricing probably cost, even though you're using Minimax, which is like it's not like going to charge you per use. It's more like charging you every month, but you have some like some kind of like calculation or assumptions of the price. If you were to use it by API method, means like you can see like, okay, I kind of save a bit because I'm using like this subscription rather than directly API. Of course, the open router that I'm using right now, when we're gonna use for the GLM 5.2, we're gonna be use the API. It's not gonna be the directly from GLM. I'm gonna use the API because to some extent, like too many platforms are so quite I think tedious. So I'm going to use open router directly API, and then you can actually get the GLM code. Coding. Yeah, GLM 5.2. All right. So let's go back to Codex. I think Codex have more functionalities. Okay, so Codex have these different functionalities. Before I go build, of course, I'm gonna go like explain a bit like what are the different functionalities on the Codex. I think I mainly use these functions. As you can, if you click the plus button, you can see there's goal. So you can actually create goals. So goals is very interesting. So whenever you create a goal, so it's gonna run the goals. You're gonna run indefinitely until the goal is actually achieved. It means like if you create like a goal, you have to create like these apps until it can become a mobile app. Simple like so. That's the goal. So it means the context will run over and over again. After it finish, it's run again. After it finish, it run again. So it means it's always gonna run until the goal is. On the other hand, you can actually like plan also. Plan is also quite interesting. So you can plan what are your main example, like you want to create a new feature. So then you if you are in the plan mode, so it's gonna create like a proper plan for you. So through this plan, then you can actually, of course, ask it to change it a bit. or ask it to actually like add more things. But if you agree to the plans, then it actually gonna execute. All right. So yeah, that's about it. I think the basic of things. I think, of course, again, we're doing this live, so there's might be some few things that not gonna be as what we planned. So, but you guys gonna try to learn through what I'm doing to actually like troubleshoot some things and a few things if there's anything happen like that. So let's just go with first thing, which is we're gonna, go to the gem. So I'm gonna go to this gem and the PRD generator. So first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type is link rotator, app which we can see the data on which link data analysis. So this is just a simple, I think things probably. So yep, let's try to run this one. So this one you're gonna use this 3.5 thinking. Probably it's gonna be okay, but now I think like Gemini also not as it should be, but still works best when it comes to a simple work, I would say. All right. So the app name, we're not gonna take this app name. We're gonna change it to what the name that we shared, because I think we just wanna have this, of course, comparison. So we have this PRD AI coding prompt and app development. So RotaClick, which is the name that is given, but we're gonna use Spinlink. Yeah, we're gonna use the Spinlink name. So Spinlink, and then problem statement. There's a target users who's gonna use it, the main objective of the app, and it's gonna be like the MVP scope. What have to be there before we're gonna probably like deploy the apps, the core features, the visitor metadata capture, analytics and data log dashboard, user flow, how does the user use this app, the pages and the link creator, and then the analytics details view and data requirements, what are the variables that we need to have in the app, and then the business rules, the AI features, suggested tech direction, and also development variables. Probably this one, if you were to deploy it later, probably like connecting like different apps, and even like putting your AI over here is like providing like OpenAI API key. So you probably have to add it later. So yeah, I think this is the build or the PRD that you can use. It's quite lengthy, but let's use it for our build. So I'm gonna use Codex first. So I'm gonna paste it over here. So Codex actually convert into a file. So I'm gonna say like build this the app based on this PRD. I'm gonna keep this approved to me, approved for me. I'm not gonna give full access, but this should be fine. Right. So I think we're gonna do all the same thing for all the other models, which is two will be on Opencode, which is the Minimax M3 and also the GLM 5.2. So yeah, this one will be set on high. Let's see. So this is the first thing that we're gonna build. So let me just wait it until it's running a bit. Probably, I think it's reading it. So let's just go straight to the Opencode. So Opencode here, we're gonna close this one first, and then we're gonna change this one to, I think this one I intended to actually put GLM for 5.2, right? So I'm gonna paste also all these thing, and then I'm gonna just press build. And then on the other hand, I'm gonna use Minimax on my own. Sorry, Minimax 3. Then I'm gonna paste this. So I'm gonna run this. So there are two running now, which is the other side is GLM 5.2, as you guys can see here. On the other hand, we're also running Minimax. Often you're gonna see Minimax gonna be faster than the others because Minimax is, I think the latency is much more smaller than the others. While we're at that, why not we go a bit about different benchmarks? Probably you're gonna open like a bit of benchmark. So let's see. Sometimes it's gonna be like issues. Probably you're gonna say like continue or whatnot. I think there are some of the issues that I encounter whenever I'm using like Opencode with these other models. Codex, of course, seldom to face that as very expensive. I think models it shouldn't like, of course, happen. But yeah, I will like truly see like any kind of that issues. So right now you can see Codex also running. Let's just let it be. So I think it's reading like image gen skill, probably gonna create like a simple front end of this. So yeah, Codex is fine. Now we're gonna do a bit of benchmark. So let's see what are the current models that's actually quite interesting to monitor. I think as you can see over here, if you go to the code side, means like the coding specific models, coding index. So we have this coding index where we actually can see like these different coding models. So Fable 5 unfortunately already has been like limited. I think now actually is not that available, unfortunately. But of course, they're not right now. As you can see in the artificial analysis index, there are few models that are they are conquering, which is or superior than the other. Probably is the now is actually still the Opus 4.8 and also 5.5 extreme high, which is the extra high, followed by the GLM 5.2 Max. So yeah, I think I didn't use Max just now. It's okay. It's a simple app, so we'll just see whether it works. Gemini 3.5 Flash, I'm not even sure whether it should be used for coding. Honestly, if anyone actually successfully actually um, has used the Gemini 3.5 Flash for coding, you can let me know also. I would love to see if you guys can build like a good apps with it. I think there will be some, but I'm not sure how it should it actually, or say like should it be. And I love to see like if anyone able to actually show me like how they actually build something out of this Gemini 3.5 Flash. There are multiple other models, and I love to share also the GLM 5.2, which is the quite interesting model, which is I think very hype about also. So as you can see now, is the price actually output is only 4.4 per 1 million token, which is I think almost I think 10 times cheaper than the other models, probably like $30 for GPT, and even I think Opus 4.0 is about $30 or so for an output. All right, so yeah, so let's try to see also whether the codex is okay. So now, as you can see, what the codex did first, actually it creates like a simple. Yeah, I haven't changed the name. Sorry, that's why it's proceed with the rota click, but it actually should be like spindling, but it's okay. It's just for of course it's just for us for testing. So as you can see over here, there are this kind of like a simple dashboard UI that actually has been shown by Codex for. I think it will be be a guide for the development of the apps later. I think this is a very impactful and very strong I think offerings of Codex, especially on this part. But on the other hand, if you use like Opencode, let's see whether it's still running. Yeah, I probably think like Minimax will often like gonna be like complete much more faster than the others. But let's see and wait first. On GLM side, there's like it's still on the phase 2 out of the 5 phase on things. So and here is already like phase 5 out of 8 phase. So yeah, as you can see, often Minimax gonna be faster than the others. On the Codex side, we're gonna see like should be like a task, but it's actually I haven't like created a proper task yet. But it's actually building now. As you can see, there's 1,121 different code that actually has been built or have been wrote. So yeah, there's a different. It's quite speed. Quite a very speedy. I think. I think coding AI also, which is this GPT. All right. So on the other hand, let's build another one. I think on the Gemini side, let's do another apps, which is the calculator. I haven't like have a solid idea on the calculator side. Probably you guys can comment later after this live. Probably like if you guys have any better ideas on the calculator, but let me just build something out of this. I think the I think calculator, internal tool calculator to calculate the pricing suitable for pricing and potential discounts suitable for discounts for a product, which taking into account the pricing, the cost, the costs and whatever expenses, and also other variables such as the target audience uh, features, and even if there's an add-on, how would the price be and how much discounts can be given. I think this is a very, useful calculator, I would say, because often, like, if you're a business person, sometimes you're very, like, stuck in like what are the price that you should actually provide. Of course, you have some fundamentals or kind of like a guidelines on the price, but oftentimes also if just like add on or simple discounts that actually asked by the customers, probably you don't want to give the discount sometimes, but when you want to give also sometimes you don't know like how much pricing they want to put on there. And I think if there's like add-on, for example, like there's certain additional tasks or additional deliverables that you want to actually have to actually provide to the customers, what and how you would reprice the add-ons. I think that's also some of the things. So probably let's see what are the PRD that are going to be generated with this gem. So probably later. So let's see. All right. So this is the gem again. This gem will be available for you guys. If you guys wanna get this gem, you just actually have to subscribe to the community. This community is actually, of course, is free. It's for us to actually, create a good and also supportive community for us to support each other in the area of AI and AI space and grow together and collaborate and work together. Yeah. So yeah, so I already pushed enter for this, and we're gonna see like what are the PRD that are gonna be generated from this from this gem. Again, gem is free. You can actually use it for free. You can actually just access my gem also, and you're gonna use it. But we're gonna of course share the gem later to you when we have the after this class, after this live. Sorry. All right, so these are the is building now. The app summary is the Price Force IQ. So its name is Price Force IQ. So I'm gonna again run this on the Codex and also run this on the GLM and also Minimax on the Opencode. So Price Force IQ is an internal pricing strategy and discount optimization calculator. It is designed for product managers, sales operations, and account executives to instantly determine profitable product pricing. The two factors in base cost of operational overheads, feature premiums, target audience steering, and optional add-ons, outputting a safe discount matrix that protects company margins. Let me see. I think I heard like open code. I can't like sound coming from it, so I have to check. So Minimax should have. Okay, it needs like access to certain things, so I'm gonna give it access. JLM's like still on the phase 2 though, so it takes a bit of time. I'm not sure how much like tokens it will be using. Let me check now. SDI has been using 67 tokens. Probably gonna spend like I don't know, like a lot of my tokens also. Let's see. On the other hand, I think Minimax actually has spent like I think 47,000 of tokens, almost like 50,000. The difference actually, as you can see, the context is actually 5,000, 500,000, 512,000 of context limit. On the other hand, you can see like on the GRM it's higher, which is like 1 million, sorry, 1,048,576 of context limit. What is actually the importance of this? Whenever the context limit is actually how long that actually the conversation is open until it actually refresh, kind of like a new conversation opens. So usually the AI will compact it and it's gonna be like provide the summary what was the previous conversation. But the higher, simply is actually the higher the context limit is the better. So I think that's a simple thing. So Minimax, let's see, is it like ask for still a permission? So Minimax actually at the phase 7. So it's two phase before it's finished. So actually the output token is already like 51,000. So fine. I think the usage is about 10% of the context limit. So it asks again, always allow. I think it just always allow. Yep. So this one you can also like do thinking. You can add the Minimax to actually do more thinking. As you can see on the bottom side, I'm not sure if you can zoom. Yeah, I cannot zoom. So you can see like if it's thinking or none. So basically either is will think, but most of the time it will be thinking. So thinking is better because it actually can consider whether it's gonna move to the next step. It will actually like think first. So GLM also has asked for a permission for certain access. Yeah, so 68,000. I assume GLM actually, if like this, probably is going to be like quite a lot of, I think, tokens that are going to be spent, which is fine. This is again just a testing, and these two models is not that expensive as the others. And luckily, I have this codex also, and I can see even how much token it probably has been spent. I have still 99 token limit, so it's not gonna be a huge issue for me. As you can see, there's a different steps it actually has been created. So now it's actually installing the dependencies, run checks, and so browser verify the desktop and mobile. All right. On the other hand, let me go also the Codex before you go back to the PRD of the calculator just now. So Codex is actually quite interesting. The thing that I like most about Codex, actually, you can use this one, means like you can use this browser. So it can, for example, like this browser is actually, you can use on the right side. You can open, like, for example, like a certain website. Like over here, it's actually already running the apps. So this is how the apps look like right now, should be. So yeah, if I were to open this one, and I usually use this show default toolbar, and I can see this one in the mobile version, and also if it's in the laptop version. It's actually controlling the browser is a bit angry with me because I'm kind of like interfering with what it's doing now. So as you can see, it actually has been better now. As you can see on the right side, the mobile version is actually much more cleaner. So it's actually adjusting and also seeing. So it's actually, that's why I think I like more on Codex, because it's actually can see what actually has been right now is actually doing. So I think that's a bit about it. And of course, you can use this annotation, I would say, is, and then you can actually like say like whichever part that you want to be amended. So you can do that. Also screenshots a bit, and yeah, you can actually do more things with these things. Yeah. Right. And then yep. And then also you can open a terminal over here. You can preview the code changes. You can see the files. You can also create a side chat. Which the side chat is actually good because it actually communicates with the same memory. So probably you want to ask certain things before, and you don't want to build anything. You just want to ask certain things, confirming it before you actually put on the development side. Means I think that's quite, I say, interesting also when it comes to this. So as you can see, yeah, now the Codex is really running the apps already. So probably I'll just let it be. So that's why also my MacBook is already also running at a very, I think, yeah, it's a very push towards it. Yeah. So let me go back here. Let this just running. So you can see on the right side is how Codex built it. Isn't it nice? You know, isn't it nice? As you can see, here is the full page of it. So maybe later we're gonna test it. So in just one PRD, you can actually build something like this. So it's not gonna be that difficult. But of course, you're gonna test it. You're gonna build the back end of it. This is just the UI itself. Probably it's gonna run like something. But yeah, right now as you can see, what is actually Codex doing is actually auditing itself. Simple, right? So it's actually auditing itself. You click like multiple different things together. It's actually like seeing whether it's functioning or not. And it's not functioning, and it's gonna be like editing itself. So yeah, I love Codex. It's much more easier for me to work with Codex. As you can see, all of my projects on the left side. So quite a number of projects that I'm working on right now. So yeah, let's go back to the, I think Minimax still at the phase 7. So let's just running. So now actually GLM actually spent like already 75,793 of the tokens. On the other hand, also on the Minimax, actually spent like 61,846. Okay, so let's go back to the PRD. So yeah, so the PRD right now again is actually for the calculator one. So it's actually named as a price forge IQ. So sales and also product teams frequently rely on fragmented, error-prone spreadsheet to calculate custom client quotes or value product fair pricing. When negotiating the deals, teams lack real-time visibility into how complex variables like yeah, this is for people like account executives, sales operations can use it. So the main objectives, I think the MVP is actually must-have features is the cost expense trackers, audience type modifiers, dynamic add-ons, checklists, interactive discount sliders, and sort of things. So the core features actually the cost-based metrics and whatnot. Yeah, there's a user flow, there's the pages and how does the pages works together, and the data requirements. For example, like this is the base cost, operating expenses, audience tier, and also array of objects. I think let's see what is will be built later. Okay, this one is using like this kind of variables, means you can actually build like a bit of using arrays. Discount percentage like 15%, and then they're gonna be calculated like the price output. So of course you can like make it much more comprehensive, and here also you can see there's multiple formulas to generate it. Means like the output of it, and then AI feature. So probably you can add AI feature later, but probably of course for this live we're not gonna do that. And then also the environmental variables, security, privacy, PDPA nodes, and whatnot. So all these are from with the gem. So yeah, very easy. If you guys want to get this gem, you can just subscribe to us on our community for free, and you should be able to use this. All right. So I heard again of code actually says something. Yeah. So now I think Minimax has completed it. Gem, yeah, both already completed. I don't know why GLM said like actually stuck at this the phase two. So the total cost, as you can see, is approximately about $0.82, which is about if in Malaysia, I mean Malaysia though is 4 ringgit. Um, Minimax probably gonna be cheaper, so it's like $48, 48%, 0.4 cents, which is around I think 2 ringgit in Malaysia ringgit. So actually it has used like 64. So GLM actually have uses more token, but not that much of a difference. Probably like around I think 10,000. Yeah, not that much. All right. So let's see what is actually built. But I think the port that they use is really the similar ports. Probably let's see whether they can change ports. Okay, so I'm just gonna say like run this app on port. I think Z3001. I think yeah, I think this one is 00. And then I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna check it all together. So this one should be on 001. Okay. So it will be running it on 3000, and the other one will be running um so you're gonna be on different ports then, because I think the ports actually has been taken. I think this yeah is occupied also. Let's see. I think it will actually run on the different ports. Okay. So let's wait a bit. So it's running on some of the ports. So let me check also. Yeah, I think GPT is still running there. And again, if you guys want to have like something that you can monitor, you can have also your pad running. So I have this pad. So for example, like if I'm on like Opencode, I can see is it still running or it already completed. So it means as you can see, there's one thing that actually is still running. And if I were to click this, and I actually can like go back to the Codex site. So it's quite interesting also. Now let's see. Yeah, it's still starting the port. This one is also still starting the port. Okay, so GLM already secure port, which is 001. So let's see how does it look like. So this is by GLM. So it's started as just a simple, I would say, look. I would say this is GLM 5.2. On the other hand, let's see. Let me try to also open Minimax side by side. Okay, I think let me see. They like still open. Okay, so this is by Minimax. Maybe let's also run the one more is actually by I think 001 is 00 is by GPT, I think. No, 001 was the previous app that I built. Let me just check also GPT which port that actually it runs on, or we're just gonna wait it. Running on 3002. Okay. Oh yeah, 002. So over here you can see also 3002. So yeah, so let's see which one works best. All right, so this is GPT, quite comprehensive, made by GPT. So let's see if it works or not. Honestly, I'm a bit overwhelmed with whatever it builds over here, but let's try to build like one link for my own website. So and then we're gonna see whether it works or not. But again, disclaimer: this is just an open. Sorry, this is just a local host. Means most of the things are not actually working as it should. Maybe because it doesn't have like it's not on the internet. So link rotator actually should have like a it should be connected to internet, because then it will be processes much more as it should lah. Because right now it's actually running on my own PC. All right, so yeah, things here. So let me just wait until Codex finishes, but it still haven't finishes yet. It's almost there, I presume, but I think it's actually do a lot of this testing before it's completed. But while we're waiting for Codex to complete. Why not we just start with it? So I'm gonna use my own website. This is my website, Brandium. So we do a training and consultancy. So let me just create a rotator. So this is my link title, probably Brandium something, I don't know. And then I'm gonna use like okay, I'm gonna use the about one of the links is about us, and one of the link is maybe our AI chatbot. All right. So this is the AI chatbot. So let me also go back here and gonna paste this. So this is the self rotator. So it should work as it should, but let's see. But it's actually not showing the one that I saved over here. Okay, interesting. So it's actually GLM. Why GLM? I think it's you had been like hyped for quite a time. So I'm not sure why it didn't actually saved. Okay, let's try with the Minimax then. I think Minimax also not bad. So I brand name again. So then I'm gonna paste these two links. This one will be the first one, and the second one, and about one will be the first one. So yep. Okay, so let me create the rotator. Should it work? Okay, this one is kind of work. Okay, so it kind of work. But let's see whether it's working or not. So I'm gonna click this, open it. Okay, it's not redirecting, but let me just see if I can copy this URL. Okay, this page is not found. Interesting. All right. So basically, the thing is actually the page is not found because it's not actually redirecting. I think previously the Minimax was okay. I did run it before, but let's see. Why is it like that? It should be fine. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. So let us also try to fix that on Opencode. So we're gonna copy this. Okay. I have to make sure that it also captures the link so Codex could see more. But I'm not sure if this, I think this one can see images. Should be. There's an error as it said, page not found, right? Let me check. This page could not be found, yeah. After I created the link. Okay, this one is for probably Minimax. I think it's multimodal. It actually should be able to actually see the image. But let's see. For the GLM side, I think the link rotator made was not saved on the app. So this GLM. Okay, true. So let it fix first. Okay, now it works. Oh yeah, because the link itself is actually the port itself actually haven't changed. Yeah, the ports. Because the ports here is 3010 should be the correct one. So now it's okay. See? So it actually, as you can see, this is the first, which is going to the AI chatbot. And then if I click it again, it should go to the about us. So this is considered as a link rotator. So it's actually gonna rotate like different things. If you're running ads, probably this is also one of the things where the landing page could also to go to multiple different landing page for you to test like which landing page works best. And it's not gonna be like very hard for you to actually like have to do with multiple different ads under the ad set for you to actually run the things. If you were to actually do it yourself without a link rotator, means like you have to do multiple ads with the different links all together. But I think this one is much more easier. It's much more equal in a way. All right. So yeah, I think Minimax has done it, but I'm not sure what happened to GLM. So let's see GLM. What are you doing, GLM? I hope GLM actually able to do it. Yeah, they did fix it. Still fixing it. Okay, let's go to the yeah, to the GPT. Often GPT wouldn't have much issue, but let's fingers crossed. Um, does the port already close? I think the port might actually close. So yeah, it's changed already 303, so not 302 anymore. So you have to watch the ports though. So like if it's 303, then you have to open 303. Okay, let's do again a Brandium common slug. Sorry, this one is also Brandium then. Is the slug is actually the, I would say the back of this is like considered a slug. No, it's like, yeah. So a Brandium. So this is considered as a slug though, a Brandium. And then this link, I'm gonna add again like about us, and also I'm gonna add this. Both are about us. So another one is the AI chatbot. So I'm gonna tag this link like AI chatbot and paste it over. And I'm gonna create the rotator. So the rotator has been made, which is on this abandoned part. So let me click it. It has the, yeah, so this is it. The destination is abrandom.com also both. It's just the link itself doesn't shows like the pages, so it's a bit annoying. But let's see if it works. I think that's the most important. So test. Then we're gonna this one going to about us, and then this one gonna be right. So it works. It works. Just it's a bit fancy. I would say it's a bit fancier than the others. I would love to just have this design than the others. But I also like this like the Minimax also. But I think Minimax works very good. I would say like honestly, I would say like it works quite good because it's fast, it's cheap, and can do like this work without actually like having issues. Same with like GPT. Even GLM also like struggling over here. So now it actually shows. So the one that we actually created just now, I actually asked the GLM to actually fix it. Probably there's a problem with a bit of this database of itself. So yeah, let's see whether it works or not. So this actually should be on 3001, but over here it's actually put 000. So it means this shouldn't be working. See? Yep, so it won't be working. So I have to change this port to 001. Yep, this one, then we just tell it to change the port, change to 3001, or the page won't show. Yep. JLM, why? A lot of things have to do. JLM, please do a good job. So I think that's as simple as that. So you already have if you were to follow what I did just now, you actually have an app that actually will be able to be working. Of course, you can emphasize and make it better probably. But again, just to let you know, these link rotator apps, even if you were to subscribe it outside, sometimes it actually costs like $10 or $20 per month just for the link rotator. So even if you just build yourself, you subscribe like $10 for Minimax, then you actually can just use it and build yourself. So it means like you just pay $10 and you can have your own apps. Of course, you have to host it some way. There's going to be like some payments over there, but you know the things that you can make with AI now is like very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so JM, please JM, what are you doing? Okay, all right. So hard refresh. So I have to, I think, yeah, this one is GLM. So I have to refresh it. Okay, so now it works. Should be working. Let's see. So it should be about us in AI chatbot also. So let me run it. So the first page will be about us. And if I were to paste it again, it should be on the AI chatbot. Right. So works fine. All three. But which one do you like most? You should comment. So over here is the GLM. Have some few issues, not much. Honestly, it's like very minor issues. Minimax works perfectly. It's just I think the port itself, but of course that's fine because there's multiple different other apps that I built right now. On the other hand, GPT works flawlessly. It just works simple, and it has even like gradient over here. Looks very fine, very nice. So yeah, do you like it? I think so. Let me just stop this part because you know why? My Mac is like dying. So I was like, yeah, even I have like MacBook Pro though. So M4, I think it's also dying. because of these multiple different apps that I'm building. Building. Yeah, of course I'm building, and also I have this other live running right now. So I'm gonna stop this part. So I'm gonna also stop this part. I also want to stop like other ports that I think I built before I do this live thing. Which one? I think this. Yeah, this one. I think I have to stop this port as well because it's like pushing on the pushing on the Mac. So the port is also stop. This one Minimax also stop, and this one I think GPT also no longer response. So if I were to refresh this, it cannot be reached because the app. Simple as that. But of course, you can actually build it yourself, do more, I would say, make it more polished, add more functionalities and features. Probably can be much better. Over here, already spent like on the GPT like around 90. I still have 99 percent left. So just using like 1% of my limit for the 5 hours. So it's not much though. All right. Okay. So now let's build another thing. I think that's fine. Interesting. So we're gonna do this other one, which is let me refer to the PRD. What is the PRD back? Let me just close some few things that we're not gonna use. This is the and then close this also, and then we're gonna go back to the PRD. Yeah. So this is the PRD. This PRD is for the calculator just now for calculator pricing with the offers and whatnot for internal tools. So this one actually called as PriceForge IQ. So yeah, let's just copy this, and then we're gonna go to first GPT. I'm gonna create a new folder. So basically, what you guys are also starting, you guys are also learning from me though, like what are the things that how to build your new project. So what is the name again? I forgot. I think it's IQ something. PriceForge IQ. PriceForge IQ. Okay. I'm gonna save this. This is a new folder, new project. All right. So then we're gonna paste this, work locally, make sure it's work locally. And we're gonna say like build this app. Simple as that. Like approve for me. I'm not sure how long this is gonna take. We're gonna put it also at high level, and then we're gonna spend like a bit more. I'm a bit lazy today, so I'm gonna use Pass. So I'm gonna spend more of my credits, but I haven't let you. I these few days I'm a bit busy, so I didn't use it. So let me just try to use it more today. So high with the speed, not extra high though. But you're gonna use fast and also high. Let's do this. Okay. So we already ran the PriceForge IQ for the with the Codex, and on the Opencode, we're gonna create a new folder. All right. So under this also probably testing, we're gonna create a new folder which is called PriceForge IQ for this one gonna be Minimax, so I'm gonna put 2. Okay, and then open. Okay, and then the other one I'm gonna use the and the folder PriceForge IQ 3 with GLM 5.2. Right, so 2. Right, so 2 and 3. Okay, so again, I'm gonna change the. Let me just check. Yeah, okay. So the prompt is here. Sorry, let me check. Is this the right apps? Okay, this is the right apps. So I think this one is for 3. So 3 is I'm gonna use GLM 5.2. Why not? Why not? We're gonna use different. Let's play a bit. I think, but it's okay. The title of this live is also 5.2. So let me just do that 5.2. All right. Okay. So that's the one. So that's the one. I think let's just do, I think high. Extra high is a bit high. Yeah, let's do high. Okay, build, copy again. Okay, so then on the other hand, we're gonna use Minimax again, Minimax 3. And then we're gonna run it. I think should be fine. Yeah, there's not much selection. So yeah, let's just run it. So it's gonna build now. Yeah. So this gem again, if you want to use this gem, you just can like subscribe to our community. I'm gonna share the community later on this. Yeah, later. All right. So while we're waiting for all this development happening, we actually test and see like all these apps, right? So honestly, as you can see, most of the apps that we can see, good one is by, of course, all these models are good. Actually, I would say now you can build whatever apps. Simple apps is much more easy. But again, if you want to deploy your apps later, you can use this Hostinger. I actually personally use also Hostinger on my end. If you want to create like you want to host all your apps online, I usually use this Hostinger. Then you can actually like start with like KVM, which is about $6.49 per month, which is quite enough for simple apps. But if you were to actually build it later, probably you have to upgrade. Um, I think it's actually sufficient enough. And there's of course a good thing about VPS, like on Hostinger, is actually is quite generous. Like it gives like a bit of promotion, which is like here you can see like it's only I think the original price actually $19.49. So yeah, it's actually good. You can run multiple different apps also together, and actually has like multiple different instances. As I'm in Malaysia right now, you can see Malaysia also yeah, server actually also available in Malaysia. Mainly, if I were to have a panel, usually I'll be actually using Coolify on my um, for my applications to be deployed on. So Coolify is a very I think good system also. If you guys want to know, Coolify means like if you go to Hostinger, you purchase this, and then later you can actually select there. You can actually directly like put the Coolify on it, so you can install Coolify on it. So let me just show you how Coolify looks like. So this is Coolify. So you can actually like run it on your VPS. Yeah, your VPS. Yeah, it's a simple, I would say, way to actually host all your. If you're not also a coder, it's much more easier for you to run things, and even you can actually connect to your PC using SSH, so you can control your Coolify or manage your Coolify through your own PC only, even if the VPS is of course on the cloud, or the server or the your database is actually on the your own hardware somewhere, not with you. Yep. So it's open source Coolify. If you guys want to see the link, I have a reference link also for it for hosting, so you can also click that link. That would be very much appreciated to support us. All right, so yeah, this is Coolify. So let me just go back also to the Codex side. So Codex again, as you can see, I think Codex has improved quite a lot, honestly, in my mind. As you can see, it actually has this image generation ability. So actually it creates like an image generation part. So as you can see, it's a very good way that actually it can like kind of like imagine before it actually built it. It creates like an image with this image gen capabilities that it has, which is the image 2. So that's why as you can see the detail also of this, looks. Yep. Let's see also on the other hand what is happening on the other. I don't trust on GLM. Usually it says like it's like far from complete, but suddenly just now it's really just directly completed. Even though it's just stuck at phase 2 out of 5, actually suddenly it's just completed. So I can't like follow much on this GLM. I think it's not actually accurate, but I think Minimax is quite clear on whether it's truly following the steps that he actually has over here. All right. Okay. Let's wait a bit. I think yeah. So before we go further, I think let me just yeah, share with you guys. I think we also are very keen to actually invite you guys to also our community. We if you guys are from Malaysia, I think I'm from Malaysia myself, so I would like to invite you guys to our community, which is Ours Network. So Ours Network is actually where we will share a lot of about AI. You know how you want to actually use your AI. We're gonna talk about more on the use of high level also on the platforms. If you guys want to actually learn about more on high level, we will support on that. So if you want to create like WhatsApp API whatnot, so I think that's also something that you can learn through there. And I hope that community also we can build and have more people to work together, to collaborate, and to see how they can actually assist each other in moving in this area of AI space. So ultimately, I want to see everyone successful in this AI. So don't wait, because in the internet era last time, example like us, in right now I'm in quite late of my 20s, so it's a bit, I don't have the ability to actually leverage on the internet last time. So now the time is here, means like the AI is here. I think everyone, one of us, if you want to truly benefit and not to miss another, I think, a new revolution of technology, I think this is the time where we have to really use the AI for our own and make something out of it. Other than just become a consumer, we have to become a creator where people consume our creation and could benefit from it. So I think this is the time, especially also to call out all the Malaysian. I think with this ability, I think our country is going to the right direction. So hopefully we can truly utilize all this AI and build something out of it, and to have more people to benefit from it. There's a call to all of my friends, brothers and sisters all around Malaysia. All right, so yeah, join our community, our network. We really invite you guys. It's free. We're gonna share more about contents over there. Myself is also a trainer, a accredited trainer, and a licensed trainer. So yeah, I'm going around trainings, and this is one of the areas that I would like to go into more, and to to how to say, to search for a more interesting area, which is the AI, and I want to work more with more people on the AI area. All right, so now as you can see, going back to this, Minimax is still building. And also we have this on GLM also still building. I think it will take a bit of time. So I think let me just also go to the a bit about, I think, Codex. Let me just share maybe a bit about Codex. Not just Codex actually, it's just GPT. Yeah, I did open GPT over here. Yeah. So of course I use AI a lot, but nonetheless, if you guys go here, I think on the, sorry, Codex also available online. Yeah, Codex web. So not this one. I think, yeah, I that's my mistake. So I should just go Codex, and then I'll go to OpenAI and then Codex, and I should just go to I think try ChatGPT, because you can actually access the Codex online, but I forgot where did I access it. Of course, I seldom use it online, but let's see. I think this is the same link though. Yeah, no, still not here. Here. So jgpt.com/codex. So you can go to the cloud. So here actually you can build also apps, then directly connect to your GitHub. Again, GitHub is actually where you actually can deploy all your apps. And then yeah, you can create your own environment online. And then after that, then you can connect to GitHub and deploy it later on your own PC. All right. So talking about GitHub, this is GitHub. Anyone that actually new with coding, this is one of my just a testing GitHub. So you can create a repo. If you were to deploy the apps that we just built just now, you can actually just create a new repo, and you can actually rename it. For example, like spin link just now. Make sure it's actually private if you don't want the code to be like being seen by others. So then just create a repository, and then later you can actually upload, creating a new file, and you can upload all the files over here. Not this one. This is upload an existing file. Yeah. So you can actually just upload the files from your documents just now. Just for your info, means like whatever built over there is on the PC. Means you just have to open the files and upload it over here. So this simple as that. But there are some limitation on this. I think GitHub, because if you want to upload, it's actually maximum to up to 100 only files. So the best way is actually for you to use the push kind of thing, means using webhook. So but they want you have to connect to, for example, like your Coolify that I shared just now. So it's much more easier. But if you don't want to go to Coolify first, you just want to put yourself, just put the document directly, you can just put it over here. And then if you guys want to use like a free hosting For now, you can also go to Versal. So let me just share Versal. So it's actually pushing me to log in. I don't know why. I don't want to log in though. But it's actually annoying. I don't want to log in. See? Always like go to log in. I want to see the pricing then. So let me just see. Okay. Good, good. Yep. I can go to home. All right. So this is Versal. So basically you can actually deploy your apps over here. It's free. As you can see on the pricing side, actually just hobby is around, of course, it's $0. But there are, of course, limitation which can read more. And if you were to upgrade, you can actually like do it on a provision. And again, if you were to have an app, you have to make sure there's a DB databases. So database, you have to actually, like find a good database for you to deploy your data of your apps. Yep. So let's see again. Go back to the open source, open code. Sorry. So OpenCode, I think Minimax and GLM is almost there. I think this is GLM. Yeah. Oh, GLM is much faster now. Not sure why. GLM is almost there. It's almost complete. And on the other hand, Minimax is a bit far. I'm not sure whether it's correct or not. And on the other hand, let's see also Codex. Yeah, Codex is already like building like 1,437 lines of code. So yeah, I think still waiting. So is there any question from the board? No. From TikTok also no. All right. Right. Nice. Nice. Okay. So yeah, let's wait a bit for the for the for the code to finish. If there's any question, please ask. I would love to answer some of the questions. Because since we are waiting for this coding to be finished, so let's just if you have any question, do ask. Okay, is there any question from the room? Nope. It's a bit morning though. I know it's a Tuesday morning here in Malaysia. All right. So yeah, some issues on the GLM side. It says the developer server isn't responding to call despite being ready. So let's just build it there first. This one is also we wait first. Okay. All right. So we waiting first for this. Okay. So ask for permission. I think from GLM. I think yeah, it needs some permission. And then on the Codex, still waiting. I think it will take a bit of time. But I think this one asked for permission again. Just first allow. Yeah, Minimax is also almost finished. I think no. I think GLM still. So let's see whether JLM will be able to finish. Yeah, JLM already finished it. So I'm not sure which ports that actually it uses. So let's see also how much that actually it's spent. So it's actually just used like a very small number, which is 27 of tokens with a 3% usage of the context limit. It's quite cheap. So it's only 28 cents. Yep. So local has actually used like 3,000. So I'm just going to start the port. If the port is not available, then you actually move to other ports. So Minimax also completed. So I'm gonna start the port also. So I'm gonna check them. All right. So let's see what it is created. Codex also I'm gonna check. Codex still building. Usually codex take a bit more time, especially when they're high. Even if I were to put it on speed mode, it still takes a bit of time. So let's wait and see what happened here. And I'm gonna see which ports. I think this one I'm gonna use 3,000 GLM. On the other hand, yeah, I think yeah they are competing for the 3000, but I think Minimax might move to the other pods. All right, let's see which pods that they're gonna use for this one. Minimax. Let's see how much usage. Only 0.14 for building an app, so it's quite cheap. This one is only, I think if in ringgit it's like 60 cents. 60 cents. You can build an app now, you know, and a very good app, I would say. Minimax is not bad, you know, even in the benchmarks, as you can see, it's amongst on the top tiers, I think top 10. Yep, over here. And Minimax is much more cheaper than the others, I would say. Even I just pay like for $10 only. So it's actually top 9. Yeah, it's the ninth. Even it's actually beating the DeepSeek now. Interesting. But actually, I'm still not sure whether Gemini 3.1 is good. I'm still not sure whether this result is accurate. All right. Okay. Started the ports. I think this one Minimax used the 3000. Minimax, yeah, Minimax got the 3000. So let's see what it built. Yeah, this one is the price watch. So if you were, example, like your base cost line, example, like it's 50, 500, probably operating expenses is 50, and then the enterprise means like expenses, probably just put like this one. If they are like agencies, government agencies, or big companies, corporations, then you can just select this one. And if they want to have like a specific, then you can actually have like a it's updated also. Maybe I'll just put this move to port 3001. They're competing on the same port though, so it's quite funny. So this one is actually on 3000. So yeah, I think they clash. So it's not gonna be working. Okay. Actually, that one actually took the other ports. So this one is 3001. Okay. And then this one start port 3000. I think there's a clash. Gee, they should actually rectify it. Okay, let's see what happens on the yep, this one. Okay. So let me just run by one first. Maybe I'll just change a bit further then. I always have typos, but I don't care because I know it can reach what my typo is. Okay, this one is fine. So this one is should be by, let me see. I think this is Minimax, yeah. The Minimax means like if I were to put like my cost is like 300. Okay, this is should be fine. Both running. Yep. So both are running, right? Okay, both are running. Okay. So this one is my cost, for example, like is 500. And then this is by wait, let me see. Okay, this is by Minimax. So my expecting expenses is 5, and then I'm gonna charge for my government agencies. They're gonna ask for two things. So my net margin is 321, and my final quote price will be at 168. Minimum for price is 547. My margin percent is 37. So I can actually increase but my margin will reduce. This is the price. If I were to final quote it, it's gonna increase based on the discount that I will provide. So then I will copy the quote summary. And then if I were to paste it, how does it looks like? So let's open. How to see like how does it look like? Oh, sorry, not this one. Like not text, not. I think just open notes then. Okay, so let's just do new notes. Oh, so it looks like this. So this is the quote lah. So it's simple. Then you can just WhatsApp this one and should be working. Yep, simple as this. All right. So on the other hand, let's just do the same thing also, 500. And then this one is for enterprise, and they're gonna choose for two things. And yeah, it looks a bit cleaner, I would say, on this part on GLM side. I think this one both looks good, honestly. I would say. Then you're gonna just copy the quote summary and then yeah, just paste it over again to the things. Yeah, think this one just now. No, not this one. All right. So yeah, this one is also about the same, but I think this one is much more cleaner. I would say in terms of the pasting of a code. Yep. Then you can. I think let's check whether the slider. Okay, this one the final price is on the right side. I think the blue is actually the target, the price of the maximized price, right? So you can see also the net profit, also the margin. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Both are working as it should. So let's just wait for the final one, which is called the GPT. Which GPT use this port? Yeah, it's a bit different port. So let me just copy this and open on the browser. GPT like looks so nice though. Like, come on, come on. This is like apps that you can just release it today. So let me just put like 500. So 983, and then operating expenses, enterprise, and whatnot. And then yeah, you can just adjust discount. I can adjust discount, enterprise rollout. Oh, okay. So this is the enterprise growth motion. Okay. Oh, this one is slow. Too small of a number. So wait, where is the discount? Oh, this one. Okay, so you can adjust the discounts over here. So then you can copy it also. Let me also see the text. Is it okay? Yeah, this one is much more cleaner. Yeah, simple. So yeah, this one is not like functioning yet. All these things are just cosmetics. I think yeah, you can reset the calculator. It works well. So yeah, all works well. You know, all these models that I tested, would say like Stockport, all are good and very easy. Just one prompt. This one actually just used 32,000 of the token. And this is Minimax, and this one is GLM. Uses like even smaller number of tokens. Price are almost similar, I think. And yeah. So you can of course do more, whatever you want to do. Even like here, I think the good thing about GPT is it's always. Let me just stop this one first before it stop it. Because I need to show a bit how it looks like. You can see like iPad how it looks like on 4K laptop, very big laptop or PC, and on the phone, iPhone, for example, like 15. So this is how it looks like. Very clean, very advanced, very nice thing apps. Yeah. So that's why I love to use GPT for building an apps. So you're gonna learn more. Please reach out to us. We are happy to help. Happy to work together. I truly, appreciate everyone joining this session today, and I looking forward for you guys that want to learn more and want to use the gem that we actually provided. Please go to the community that we will actually share the link down below in our description, and then from there you can use the gem and you can actually start building your own AI coding through this. All right? Okay. So thank you very much for you guys. Have a nice day or night wherever you are. Looking forward to the next videos that we're gonna release and the next live that also we're gonna do often. All right. Bye bye.